just want to thank you guys again. We have another chapter, The Pursuit of Power. We've been talking about it. And got a little PowerPoint presentation to just give us some of the details about what's going on in the 1600s and 1800s. And one of the things that we realized is that there's this rise of power by the monarchs, right? We discussed that. We talked about it. We talked about it in France. We talked about it in England. And we're going to do some activities today that's going to help us get into the text and give us a good firm foundation. All right? So I'm going to cue this. Hopefully everything works out okay. This is a quote. I love it. I think this would be a great tag quote if you're a gamer online. I am the state. I just enjoy the arrogance of Louis XIV. Okay. All right. We're going to watch this quick video. I'm going to turn down the light just 1 second. The video is like a minute and 30 seconds. Hopefully it's not too dark. I'll do that. Is that good? Yes. Let's see. That will hopefully help us. And I thought that this would be good to see, to try to explore some ideas. You guys might be able to identify this maybe.
What are you staring at?
Whoever has access to this pool could be the most powerful person in the world. Lucy, we'd be so rich, no one could tell us what to do, or who to live with.
You can't take anything out of Narnia, Edmund.
Says who?
I do.
All right. Pretty ominous music in the background, right? All right. So the reason why I played that, some of you have tagged it already. Let me turn on the light. You guys have seen, how many of you have seen that movie? Nobody seen that movie?
Oh, I have.
Okay. Wow. Nobody even trips on that? C.S. Wow. Okay. C.S. Lewis. The first one got a lot of attention. I think there's been three.
There's three. This is the third one.
Okay, so this is the third one. I thought it was good. The reason why I showed it was because it depicts something about power, and power is something that we engage with every day. We do. I think of power on a personal level as trying to be in control of something. Trying to be in control. And I don't know about you, but that serenity prayer, does anybody remember that one? Mm-hmm. God, help me with the things that, I don't know, along the lines, hey God, help me with the things that that are out of my control. Help me with the things that I do have some control over. In other words, like to influence it. And then give me the wisdom to know the difference. And I love a quote by Larry Crabb. He says this: control is an illusion. Influence is real. However, there were individuals that we've studied, monarchs back in the day, that thought that they had absolute power, absolute control. So we're going to talk about that. All right. Based on just that little clip, what words or ideas did you hear from the clip that stood out to you?
Rich.
Rich, okay. Power. Power. Anybody else? Power's one of them. It's coming up now. And resistance. Because what we're finding out is that there is going to be this huge push by the monarchy and when it comes to power, but there's going to be a push back. And that's good. And I think all of us have probably experienced this where we wanted to be in control of something, and yet we found out, truth be told, we're not always in control of something. Okay? All right. So we got to frame this. We've done a pretty good job of looking at it and kind of coming to terms with it. How did the kings get in this position? That's what we really want to know. So we want to give it some type of historical context, right? And the objective today in our lesson is to define absolutism. And it's not just defining it. Hopefully you know that by now, that when you look up something and you get a concept, and you guys have expressed this pretty well, what happens is there's more to it than just a word or a bold type. There's how is that expressed? So what we want to know is, how is absolutism expressed? What did it look like? And so we want to define absolutism and explain how the divine right theory tended to support it. So I just drew this flow chart. Hopefully it makes sense. The Middle Ages, right, is this time where there's royal power is limited, the monarchy, right? It's limited. What takes place is conflict, popes versus the kings. You saw that in the last chapter. And then feudalism, which had a lot to do with land. lo and behold, the church opposition is decreased. And when that happens, there's a rise of the monarchy. And the kings start to establish their power. Okay? That's what's going on here. All right. So, this may look confusing. Hopefully it's not. I wanted to let you know that there are the power of words. And in order to understand what's going on in the text, and as you've been exploring it, and some of you communicated to me, you don't always get what's going on. You're not always able to tag the events. Some of you have even said that it's boring, you don't like history. I get you. I understand. It would be for me too, except there are some things that help us engage in it, and that's words. I'm going to play you another video. I'm going to turn that off real quick, and hopefully we can cue this as well. Let's see here. Some of you might know this. Hopefully it's going to work. So.
That to attain his place in the world, he must be himself and not another. Dr. Larrabee, this book is too heavy.
Good. It'll develop your arm muscles.
I thought we were developing my vocabulary.
We are. Please continue reading.
But I already know most of the words of this speech.
It's not a speech. It's an essay by W.E.B. Du Bois, the first black man to receive a Ph.D. from Harvard University.
Maybe we should be studying more big words.
Spell Kabbalistic.
C-A-B-A-L-I-S-T-I-C, Kabbalistic.
And when did you learn that one?
About 2 minutes ago in this book. But in the time it took to learn that one word, Dylan probably learned 20.
And those 20 words won't mean anything to him. He's just a little robot memorizing lists of words. The people we're studying, Du Bois, Dr. King, JFK, these people used words to change the world. And they didn't acquire their vocabulary by rote memorization.
Okay. But when I'm at the beach and they tell me to spell some little fish from Australia or some weird bacteria on the moon, we're going to wish we'd done a little bit more rote memorizing and not so much SAT. If you don't mind me saying.
Bacteria don't exist on the moon.